All of you guys are back at the Oasis. You've returned from Dragonsteel Quarry after killing the dragon general who was there, Vorgal. However, the dragon was summoned and did escape. So now you guys are back at camp, so you guys can choose to do what you want. There are side quests available. You can go talk to Lorna and Gregor about any of that shit, or you could also talk to them about maybe trying to find a way to do something about the massive dragon that just got, resummoned.
I'm gonna go up to my dragon.
She snuggles her nose and gives off a dragon purr. They kind of do like a growling thing.
Y'all know what Uhtred is about. He's praying.
This is true. He is praying in his Doomslayer armor for the death of all the infidels.
All I'm saying is if Velnos gets a gun, I want that shoulder cannon thing.
Like I said, if you guys want to go back to the Gunsmith, you're more than welcome to and see if you can get some upgrades.
Fuck it, let's do it.
As a side note, we could also bring him to us in case somebody else tries to steal guns from him and or kills him.
That could also be something that would be interesting, considering he's literally just out in the desert on his own.
The undead slave labor, let's be honest. Drag all his shit to camp. Sounds like fun.
Okay, so what are you going to bring with you in order to transport his supplies? Because I know you have your giant scorpion, you have the camel, you have the wagon. Alright, so you guys are going to bring enough shit in order to carry some stuff. So, Uhtred, I'm assuming you're going to go with them, and also Draylark.
Anything we find on the way that we can kill that I can turn into slave labor, you know?
Well, it is only about a day's ride, so it's not too terrible to actually get there and back. It's just getting there, talking to him, loading up all his shit, and then getting it back.
And also, I just like making dead things. Uhtred, come here for a moment. I want you to shake my hand. Well, you're no fun. Anybody else want to shake my hand? Come on, you know you want to.
I'm
Come
over here
on.
just petting my dragon, looking at him. Eyes like narrowing at him.
Come on. Come on, Froggy. Shake my hand. Do it.
Might as well.
You go to shake her hand, and as you grip, it comes off at the wrist and squeezes around your hand. And the fingers split straight down the middle and crack into place. And the thumb bends back, like cracking a couple times, and an eye opens up underneath the thumbnail.
I'm just looking at it.
These are my new pets I've been making. This is well, I don't know what to call it yet, but he's fun. He does a lot of things for me. And she winks at the frog.
Cham, roll a d20 to see if you vomit from that.
The Lord knows what you're doing in there.
Was that wait?
It's a sin.
Uhtred, I'd like to tell you, I'm getting finger blasted by a dead man. That's what.
You're gonna get syphilis.
You can't get syphilis if it doesn't have anything to thrive on.
That's decaying flesh. Touching your naughty parts, which goes directly to your bloodstream. You'll be necromancing yourself soon enough.
Alright, so Cham, you rolled a nat 1. At the prospect of Syra's...
Finger blasting pet.
Yeah, the thought of it then immediately makes you completely sick, and you vomit all over the ground in front of you.
Where have those fingers been?
I shake it off my hair.
It scuttles back to Arch and crawls back up his arm, and then proceeds to reattach itself to his wrist and crack itself back into place.
Like, I look at my hand.
You are at an oasis. You may just want to wash it off.
That's what I'm gonna like.
Yep, and then you just yeet yourself into the oasis. I assume you don't even bother just putting your hand in. You just jump in.
Yeah,
Syra yells out, "You'll never wash off the knowledge!"
As soon as I get out, I'm gonna run over to Uhtred, like pointing at my head, just like a quick bash in the head so I can forget.
I've got just the thing, lad. Follow me, and I'm gonna guide him over to a vat of like a little pool of water, and I'm just gonna dunk his head in there and start praying very loudly in tongues.
Are you gonna let him do this, Cham, or do I have to make him roll a
I
strength
know
roll?
exactly what that is. I'm not gonna let him.
Rocka, you're gonna have to roll, and Cham, you're gonna have to roll against it.
Cham, you failed. Let's just say that right now.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Wait, what's a 19?
No, it's a 19, but he has a plus 19 to grapple. He's grabbing you and he's putting you under and he's baptizing you.
I know exactly what it is. I'm gonna excrete poison in the water.
Uhtred just laughs. It's just water. There's nothing special about it. As he just pushes his head down on it. More purification. And just keeps going on in tongues.
You continue on and do that. After you're done, you let Curtis go and inform him that he has not been baptized.
Now go forth, son.
I'm looking at him like, you son of a bitch, and I'm going straight to Syra.
Did you want another touch of the hand?
I'm just going to, in my tongue, I'm going to ask him, Baptize me to your god. I don't want to be part of this.
All right, if you like.
In the name of necromancy, I will follow that law.
It's a god of tyranny. It's not specifically necromancy, but if you'd like to join, it's
Anything but that.
I mean, there's two ways to do it. There's like just going out drinking, and then there's a sex thing. Which one? What do you want to do?
I immediately think of the finger blasting. Just drink.
Just to let you know, Handy can get in crevices, and she does like the finger flex. But yeah, she'll take him back to the How to baptize him in the name of the Tyrant Lord.
Okay, so you're gonna go do that.
I thought we were gonna go get the gun guy, but this is a lot more fun.
Wait a minute. I'm gonna scurry out of Sire's area. I'm going straight for Draylark.
I don't know if he can baptize you to a god.
Oh, trust me, I can. Isn't he kind of a woodland creature?
Well, he's a frog, so yeah, kind of.
What you want, Frogger?
I'm like, baptize me. Fucking do it.
Okay.
Alright, so yeah, so you do that in front of Veldos. So Veldos, are you gonna fucking baptize him?
Oh yeah, I'm totally gonna baptize him. I was
Okay,
just waiting for an opportunity.
Alright, well, he's giving you the opportunity. He's saying to do it, so you have an opening.
Sounds like you're joining the not fun religion.
I'm gonna shove a bunch of tendrils up his nose and give him a little tickle.
Why?
Okay, so you're gonna stick the vines up his nose and tickle the inside of his nose, which is also probably gonna be extremely painful. Roll a dexterity for that. I'm gonna say because he's willing to let you do it and he's not struggling, I'm gonna say that's okay. So you shove the two tendrils up each of his nostrils. You then proceed to do whatever you're doing in there, some tickling, some sinus cleaning. And you then proceed to pull them out. And Cham, you've never breathed better in years, especially because the desert sand has been clogging your nostrils for the past 3 months.
And just a major nosebleed, like, oh shit.
Blossom Raw didn't ask you to finger dead ladies. Didn't ask you to stick somebody's tentacles up your nose.
I'm gonna pull a search check to find a specific mushroom.
Okay, you want to find magic mushrooms, I assume?
Oh yeah, I want to find magic mushrooms.
You can do a search roll to see if you can find magic mushrooms growing in the forest or growing in various areas around the camp. Oh, okay, so you got a 27. All right. Basically what happens is, as you're walking around looking for that, you notice there appears to be a rather large, I'm going to call it a Zaratan pie instead of a cow pie because it came out of a Zaratan's ass. In it is growing a small patch of what appear to be magic mushrooms.
If I were to prepare them, what roll would it be?
Crafting check.
Can I help him with the crafting check?
You can, yes. You can roll an assistance roll with it. All right, so 16 and 3. So yeah, all right. So as you're leaning down to take the mushrooms out of the Zaratan shit, you slip and go face first into it. So you do get the mushrooms, but you also cover your face in shit.
Hey, Froggy boy.
Ribbit.
There's one last thing that you need to do to be initiated into my religion.
I was just gonna look at him like, god damn it.
More steps? Look at that.
As soon as I heard that from him, I'm gonna yell at him like, your god's a false god!
He is not. My god has served me quite well.
Froggy boy, grab that paladin, and we're gonna force feed him one of these mushrooms.
I don't know if that's generally a great idea since he's more powerful than both of you.
I could always bring him back as the undead, so if you want to do it, do it.
No, he's gonna feed them to Cham. So how many are you gonna feed him?
One.
Okay, you're only gonna give him one. All right, so Cham, roll a Constitution save, Cham.
Hey, I'm gonna be staring right at freaking Uhtred while I do this.
Blossom Raw does not care if you do mushrooms, mate.
Okay, so you eat the first mushroom, and nothing really happens too much. Some things change color around you. That's basically about it. Raka's looking a little bit more reddish. Velnos is looking a little bit more greenish. You're looking a little bit more greenish.
Hey, you three, do you want some?
I'll take some for later.
It's the old Jerome weakness, magic mushrooms.
He's channeling his old ancestry.
Okay, so you're gonna give. So how many are you gonna give to Raka, Velnos?
I'm gonna
One
give
for
him one
each?
as well.
Okay, all right. So you're gonna give him one as well, and then you're gonna keep the remaining two. Arch, do you want a magic mushroom?
No, I do not want a mushroom. Thank you.
Okay, so Velnos, you have two. Cham, you got one and ate it, and Raka has one that is tucked into his bag. Oh, you're gonna eat both of them?
Yeah.
All right, then roll a Constitution save. You're gonna take a -2 to it. Oh, Okay, that's a 4. You're out. Yeah, no, you're on the ground. Your eyes have changed into rainbow colors, and you are foaming at the mouth. Oh, yeah, no, you're having the best trip of your life right now. The sky is all like stars and explosions. Everybody around you is like shape-shifting and crap. You don't really know what's going on. Whopper Jr. comes over and licks like part of your face.
Does he get residual high from licking me? It's like
No, he doesn't.
like licking a frog. Actually,
Not-
I'm gonna try and lick the frog.
Look at him like, what the fuck?
All right, that's going to be a grapple check. If you succeed on the grapple check, you'll be able to lick him. You did not succeed on the grapple check because you rolled a 1. So you kind of just roll over and like reach your arms out towards him, but in reality, you're nowhere close to him. You're just kind of like flopping around on the ground at this point.
Feed me to my boy. I'm a juicy cheeseburger.
I don't even know what a cheeseburger is.
Oh, you heard him though. Feed him to the thing.
I was gonna look at him like,
The Terras loves you. It will not murder you by eating you.
Not even if we cover it in barbecue sauce.
No. It's his pet. It's bonded to him solely and emotionally.
Well, this was a disappointment of a day.
Well, you can now all go to the Gunsmith if you would like, or you can keep drunking each other. The Scorpion is ready with the wagon, as well as the Centipede Camel and whatever other vehicles or animals you wish to ride.
I'm just gonna take my my dragon.
All right, the dragon will come with you in the wagon, as well as Arch's dragon. And I'm assuming that you're just gonna toss Velnos in the wagon and let him go through his little conniption fit.
Tie him up and place him on top of the wagon.
Dexterity roll to tie him up because he is obviously not in his right mind at the moment. You don't successfully tie him up. He's just gonna sit in the wagon and just do his thing. So Rock is gonna take his griffin.
Oh, that reminds me. We got to do the real quick. We're gonna roll up that D20 for the inspection roll because I was about to ask about a specific thing.
Oh, dude, the inspection roll on Pontus?
Yeah.
Okay, so
18.
18. All right, so basically what happens is you look over Pontus, and mostly what he has on is just basically like a cloak and like a tunic. He's not really wearing anything else. There aren't too many markings on his body. The only thing that really stands out is that medallion that's embedded into his chest. You don't really know what that medallion does. You just know that he seems to think that it's related to his being resurrected since he was desummoned a long time ago. In order to figure that out, you would have to do one of two things. Either A, remove the medallion and inspect it, which would probably kill him, or re-kill him, or you would have to somehow magically inspect it to see what it does. Arch, did you want to do a more in-depth inspection of Pontus's medallion, or are you going to leave that as is?
I intend to later.
So, alright, so you guys each take your various creatures and ride them out. So it's about a day's ride. I'm going to give a roll to see how quickly you get there. Okay, you encounter a little bit of a sandstorm, so it takes maybe about a day and a half or so more to get there. But you do manage to get back to the downed watchtower, where Fernando, the gunsmith, has turned into his shop. And that, like I said, that is also in the middle of the sand dunes in the desert. You guys ride up in your various contraptions and horrifying sins and abominations. And Fernando comes out of the front. Hey, I remember you. And I remember the Scorpion, too. What can I do for you?
Can I get a taco?
I don't sell tacos.
I
I don't
like-
sell tacos or burritos.
So I like. Oh, how about some carne asada?
Tamales?
No tamales. No
Elotes?
chile.
I have guacamole and tortilla chips.
What about some salsa? Queso?
I keep the salsa for myself, none for you.
I'm not sure what the bit is that our friends here are doing, but we've come to permanently acquire your services at our homestead.
Well, you know, I've been meaning to move anyway because, unfortunately, I've been dealing with a lot of undesirables, if you know what I mean.
So I like to make a proposition to you, Holmes.
Okay, I know you don't actually talk that way, so you need to stop.
What are you talking about? My family came from the south.
He basically explains to you guys that over the past week or so, he's been seeing black scale patrols getting increasingly more frequent, and he's had to defend himself more than a couple of times against a few of them. So he's been modifying his little watchtower thing. So now it's actually able to be pulled. He was just looking for something to pull it.
It's one of you do the work. I'm not going to.
But without my shop, you can't get anything. I need help to get it out of here. We can bring it back to where you are. So he needs somebody to pull it. It's up to you guys what you want to use.
Like, I'm going out to him like, one, we could either drag your shit, or we could turn the wagon into your shop.
Do you know how much shit I have in there versus how much shit that wagon can hold?
Fair enough.
I've seen wagons hold a lot of shit.
The shop that he has is massive, and the wagon, I will tell you right now that it's very obvious to your character that the wagon does not have enough capacity to take everything that is in there. The other thing that I might add is that the shop itself does have a forge in it, which is something you do not have.
Syra perks up and immediately, all right, I'll pull it.
With what?
Slave labor it is.
You gonna use the camel?
Yeah, she points at the camel peed, and it, like, twists it into a beast of burden, like just a big, burly, bulldog-looking motherfucker.
Alright, so you do that. So he has some chains that he can hook up to the creature or whatever the abomination is you fucking created. Now that that's hooked up, you're just gonna have to roll strength for the camel to make sure it can pull everything.
That a 9.
Camel, I'm gonna say it has more strength, and plus, how many camels is in that, like, batch of weirdness?
It was 5 camels, one of the shellfish men that was only the upper half, about 10 people, and one of the scorpions.
If that's the case, 5 camels is a fair amount, plus that. I'm gonna say you're gonna get, like, a plus 10 to that, because that's a lot of extra muscle. I'm gonna say that's enough of a strength roll with that thing, where you're gonna be able to pull it. So you're gonna have to ride that, and then Fernando is going to ride in the wagon with Cham, and Draylark, who's still semi-foaming at the mouth. So you guys are going to ride back with that. I'm going to roll to see if you get attacked on the way back. I'm going to say that's enough where you're not going to be. So after about another day and a half, because again, you're moving a little bit slower because you're dragging a large object behind you, you arrive at the camp with Fernando and with his new forge/gunsmith thing, which is actually, that's going to be very beneficial for Kane in future sessions too, because then he'll have him right there. The other thing is that along the way, you mentioned to him the various things you would like to make for him, or you would like him to make for you, I should say. He is going to try and make the shoulder cannon for Raka, as well as he's going to make a gun for Velnos for him to use that could be easily integrated into his armor. So, does anybody else want anything that is firearm related?
I'm gonna be like, the 2 fingers, like, going together, like, yeah, like something.
What would you like?
Something quiet.
I don't make quiet. I'm a gunsmith. I make things that go boom.
I'm gonna ask him, make me one of what he got. Draylark.
Okay, well, he's going to get something that's a little bit more personalized, but if you want something like that, he can probably make you a little hand cannon type thing. So it's going to take him a couple of days to do that, so I'm just going to roll for the craftsmanship. That shouldn't take too long. So in the meantime, you guys can putz around camp if you would like, or you can go and see if you can find any other side quests.
If we're not going anywhere, Syra's definitely gonna fucking apprentice him.
Yeah, sure. Well, he can always use some help, so he's going to roll the craftsmanship rolls. Oh, he rolled a nat 20. You guys are getting some good shit. After a couple of days, Syra is also with him in the forge and working feverishly to learn everything. Every once in a while, her hand pops off to go stretch itself out and then comes back. After a few days, he completes all of the different guns. So there's going to be, Velnos, you're getting a custom gun. So the way that the gun that he designed for you works is that it's a functional barrel, but it has a wooden housing, so it integrates itself into your armor around where your wrist is. So basically, you have a wrist cannon. And then Cham, you're getting something that's a little bit on the smaller side. What you're getting is kind of like a little like handgun-looking type thing. It's kind of like a little snub-nose design. It only holds one shot. It's kind of like a up-close and personal type of thing. So Raka, your shoulder cannon, which is the biggest one that he constructed, is literally basically like a side cannon off of a ship. It's not like a big side cannon. It's like one of those little like mortar cannons that you would see, and it's mounted on a little swivel that's on the shoulder part of your armor. So basically how that's going to work is it aims straight forward, but it's kind of in level with your head and next to it. So basically anywhere you're turning, if you're looking straight ahead, you're pretty much going to be aiming it straight at it. It's going to be...
He's got tape trolls.
A little bit.
That's fine.
And it's a fairly big gun. It will have to be reloaded in between uses. It is a one-shot use. So now Velnos. Yours is going to be kind of a bit more specific because he made yours specifically to integrate with your armor. So yours is a wrist cannon. You have this little kind of cannon, but the difference is that yours has a rotating barrel. So the way that that's going to work is that you basically have a little Gatling gun on your wrist. It fires 3 times during one turn, and each bullet is worth 1d6. Again, the way that that works is it's integrated into your armor, so it comes out and comes back when you put your armor in and out of your little crystal thing. Sham, you are the last one that he gives a firearm to, so what you have in your hand is kind of like, it looks almost like a flare gun, and he says that it's not something that takes a round. He says it takes one of these, and he hands you a shotgun shell.
Oh.
He says it's a one-shot use. You have to reload after each shot, but he said if you put that up against somebody's head, it's going to explode it.
All right.
So you basically have like a little handheld shotgun. He also says that you may want to fire it a couple of times to get used to it, otherwise you might destroy your wrist. So all 3 of you guys now have firearms, and Syra now knows how to make and modify firearms thanks to shadowing Fernando. All right, so you guys can now fire your various weapons if you would like to try and test them out. Fernando has set up a number of clay pots on the outskirts of the oasis for you to shoot at. Here he has 3 pots set up, 1 for each of you. Who wants to go first in shooting these?
I'm going to step forward.
Okay, so there's 1 pot that you aim in on. 19, all right, you hit. So basically what happens is you fire your little shotgun shell, and you hear all of the little pellets, and they basically break into the pot, and they shatter it into a bunch of different pieces, and from a distance. It's a little rough on your wrist, but as long as you brace yourself, you're pretty good. You don't really fly back with it, even though you're a very, very tiny little frogman. So now it is going to be either Velnos or Rockray, sorry.
I can go for a shooty.
Velnos, you rolled an 18. That's going to hit. So you hold your wrist up with a little Gatling gun, and it warms up. It starts turning a little bit, and then you fire a volley of shots at the pot. They streak across the side of the pot and shatter it with 3 direct hits to the center. It feels relatively good. You put your arm back up kind of like a super battle droid, and the thing kind of makes like a little bit of a cocking noise. So again, it's you are controlling the turn up, the burnout, and the firing with it through your armor.
You've essentially turned me into a woodland Jenner.
I was going to go with, I basically turned you into like a forest version of a super battle droid, but yeah, essentially. Now, Raka, you're the last one, and you have the shoulder cannon. All right, so here's the thing. It's a rather powerful cannon, so even though you didn't directly hit the pot that was sitting there, the explosive power from the cannon actually broke it anyway, and the cannonball then proceeds to go and embed itself in a tree trunk.
This works, Fernando. Do you know what this really needs? A flamethrower.
He can give you kind of like a little cartridge type thing where it just shoots out like a jet of fire for 10 feet. It basically has the equivalence. It's the equivalency of a Dragonborn's flame breath attack. So you can do that if you would like.
Sounds good.
All right, so you guys all now each have a special little firearm that you can keep with you that Fernando has built for you. And Syra now knows how to craft some things with firearms and basic maintenance because she's been shadowing Fernando. You can also use his forge if you would like. He doesn't have any problems with that. And Fafnir has taken a liking to him and has begun piping fire into his forge for him.
Hell yes.
He pats the little red dragon on the head and says, "Good boy."
Going to infuse everything with dragon flame from now on.